2, 1.
Alright, so today we're going to go through wrist, elbow and finger and thumb range of motion assessment. So I'd usually start with assessing the elbow lying supine. You can do it in standing or sitting, but it's harder to control the shoulder and everything else. So lying supine, and I treat it like supine too, is usually much easier. So looking at extension, I would use a goniometer, lining up with the bony landmarks, and most people get 0 to plus 10 extension. So David, you can see, has fantastic extension at 10 degrees. You can also eyeball that pretty well. If somebody had a restriction, then you're measuring it in minus 45 degrees, so this angle here. Flexion coming up, most people have 140 to 150 degrees flexion. Using a goniometer is a really good tool, but a good tool for a patient to see if they had a restriction would be to actually, if you stabilize their wrist in neutral so they can't cheat and or deviate, is actually show them how many fingers away they are from the tip of their shoulder or their acromion. So let's say David had a restriction, we could say, look David, you've got 4 fingers away from touching your shoulder, whereas on this hand, you can actually touch. And that could be a really good, simple tool for them to actually see the difference. And then if you did some treatment, they could actually see the change, how you've gone from 4 to 2 fingers, for example. It's fast, it's quick, patients really get to see the change. I'd normally assess or measure supination and pronation seated. I would actually assess it supine as well, and while I'm doing this I'm looking and feeling the end feel, and I may actually then put them into a real compressed position to see what their radial head is like versus their elbow joint. Lying supine too, you can mobilize and assess the radial head and the proximal radioulnar joint for pronation or supination. And you can actually assess for lateral stability, so you can do a valgus and a varus shear. So they're the tests that I do in supine. David, can I get you to sit up for me and we'll look at the assessment for your, sorry if you're away the camera, for your wrists and fingers. So we want to make sure the patient's comfortable. So make sure either you put their chair down or you put the bed up. The worst thing you want to be doing is assessing or treating somebody's arm and they're like this for 15 minutes, because you're not only going to be, once you finish treating their arm, you're going to have to start treating their neck. Get them to come towards the edge of the bed, or if you've got a table, work on the table. In this position, I've really got his hand and shoulder in a comfortable position. Put the bed up a little bit more. How's that feel? And then I can actually assess him easily, change his position without him being uncomfortable or me having to work too hard. Having said that, when we're looking at supination and pronation, what I'd get him to do is actually tuck his elbow by his side off the table. So if we just look at this one from the camera, what I want you to do, Dave, is tuck your elbow by his side and then turn your palms up as far as you can. This distal palmar crease is what we're going to use as our landmark, and we're going to use that. We put the goniometer on there and have this pointing straight to the ground. We'll get an accurate measurement of how much supination he's got. You can also eyeball it pretty effectively. Patients can see it really well as well. So if you had a discrepancy, you could say, well look David, see how that one's flat, see how this one's actually 45 degrees or minus 45. Full range is between 90 and 100 degrees. So that's supination. Pronation is just the opposite. So we're going into pronation. You've got really good range of motion. And we're putting the goniometer across the radius and the ulna, or just the crease above that, and measuring there. So full range for that is again 90 to 100 degrees. With the wrist, much rather to use a surface goniometer. It's quicker, it's more reliable. We are measuring surface rather than joint range of motion, but it's pretty transferable. The only thing to remember is that you actually, if there's any swelling, it might change your measurement slightly. When you're using a surface goniometer, you want to line it up with the middle of the wrist and then the third finger. And holding it with one hand, what I'll actually do, say I was measuring extension, I'll get it lined up, and then my left hand's holding it along his wrist while I passively extend his wrist. And that way then I get a measurement that I can read. You've got 78 degrees. So this can vary in people between 70 and 90 degrees would be normal range of motion. So you've got normal. Flexion is the opposite. So with this one, the only thing to remember is that it's okay to have a gap under here. What we're after is maximum surface contact between the arms. So this doesn't give me as much surface contact as that. So David, you've got fantastic flexion. So you've got 82 degrees flexion. Normal for that is again 70 to 100. So that's our elbow and wrist assessment. We'll have another video coming up soon that shows you your finger and your thumb.